You are listening to From Ring to Veil.
I'm Shannon.
And I'm Kim.
And we are your wedding planning gurus.
We take the stress out
and put the fun back into wedding planning. Venues in Dripping Springs, Texas, episode number 153.
Welcome back to the show. Woohoo! So we were way late a little bit. We've had sickness and Christmas lights, business, and everything getting in our way, but we are here to record today.
Right.
You feeling better?
Yeah. I'm still a little bit but yeah.
Well, you sound good. You don't sound all nasally or anything.
No, it's not in my nose.
That's good.
It's in my head.
Well, we are like pre-recording everything. So happy holidays, guys. Hope everything was going great. That your Thanksgiving was wonderful and tasty. Favorite meal of the year for us.
Yeah, I just have to cook it.
No, it's already passed.
Well, I had to cook it.
It was great. It was wonderful. Oh. So let's get on. So here's the thing. You're now in Texas. Mm-hmm. I'm still in Washington. Mm-hmm. We are now expanding to include Texas in a lot of our shows, right?
Yes.
So we thought it'd be kind of fun if we would give you guys a venues in Dripping Springs, Texas, the so-called capital of the wedding capital of Texas, right?
Yes. Because there are over 30 venues in and around this little hill country town.
Mm-hmm. And it's little.
Yes.
It's really crazy. But I guess it's kind of like Snohomish, although it's not nearly as big as Snohomish.
Well, it's grown a lot, so.
Oh, has it? Well, yeah, that's true.
I mean,
it's been a couple of years since I've been there.
The urban sprawl has, kind of made its way out there.
Okay. So that's we'll include Texas now.
Well, good, because I'm here.
Good. Yeah. Well, we've done venues in all over Washington, and then we added some Montana ones, and then we've had some Oregon ones, right? So now let's add Texas. Why not?
Yes. The venues in Dripping Springs, they range from farms, ranches, wineries. There's even one that does ceremonies for free,
which is unheard of, pretty much.
Right. And so we're going to give you a list of our favorites. And if you want to check out more information on these, we'll have a link to the site where all of these are listed.
Exactly. In the show notes, fromringtoveil.com/153 or right there in your podcast app, hopefully.
So the first one is called Camp Lucy.
Camp Lucy.
Camp Lucy. I
have not been here, but it looks really pretty. So here's the thing with a lot of Texas venues, especially when they're out, they look very Alamo-ish. You know what I mean? If you've seen the Alamo or seen pictures of that there's a lot of that type of look. What would you call that look?
Well, it's because of the stone. It's Austin stone.
True.
Which is, everywhere. It's that white stone you see on all the houses around here, a lot of the buildings. There's lots of granite. There's lots of wood. Mm-hmm. There's lots of oak trees everywhere.
But what about those like swirly? The top of the Alamo that it's kind of it's kind of like a hill, like a it's hard for me to explain. The
bell tower.
Design, the bell tower. There you go. That look. Is it a mission style?
Yes, it's mission style.
Okay, there you go.
There's a lot of, I don't know what you would call it. Italian, well, not really Italian, but Spanish, I guess. Spanish architecture and stuff like that into these. But, some of these, yes, there's a couple in here that look like that, but they're mostly, kind of rustic.
Mm-hmm. Very rustic. Uh-huh.
Camp Lucy has 4 different sites where you can have your ceremonies and receptions.
Which that's really cool.
Yes.
I mean, because you could you could have a couple weddings at the same time if you're in different areas of the venue.
Right. So Camp Lucy has 4, like I said, unique wedding venues. There's Ian's Chapel, there's Sacred Oaks, there's Whit's Inn, and there's the Vineyard. Okay. Ian's Chapel is an indoor and outdoor. It has indoor-outdoor ceremony sites. It holds up to 300 guests.
Wow.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I kind of call it French colonial in style.
Okay.
You know, maybe a little bit of Spanish because it has the arches and stuff like that.
That's right. That's right. The bell tower and everything is there on that one.
Well, they call it French colonial.
Okay. Well, I think... I'm just kidding. It all that matters is what we think.
Right.
It's super pretty inside. The stone wall with a big, huge arch and the beams, the wood beams. Oh, it's so pretty. The ground is brick.
Yes, they have a brick paved courtyard.
Oh, it's so pretty.
And of course, they have everything almost included. Like they have their own catering chef and things like that. So you just check them. They probably have packages that you can buy. Mm-hmm. So, okay.
All right. Sacred Oaks is the outdoor terrace ceremony site. It has lush lawns and, of course, tents. You always need tents in case of rain. Timber framed hall with built-in bar. Nice. And this is a capacity of 350 people. Mm-hmm. They don't, like they say, everything's bigger in Texas. I guarantee.
Well, the next two are, more intimate settings, but yeah.
Okay.
So Whit's Inn is more of it's a multi-purpose barn, or it's a repurposed barn. And so it has lots of reclaimed things in there. So it gives it a more quirky vibe, I guess you can say. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, with that name.
Yeah.
It's a little more quirky anyway. It's really cute, too.
Yeah, and so it's very eco-friendly. It's all, like I said, it's all recycled and repurposed buildings. It has a capacity up to 100 guests. So, see, this one's more intimate. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And, of course, it also includes their chef if you want to do their catering. And, of course, this Camp Lucy also has their list of preferred vendors to use. And so you can also check that out, too. So...
And the last site is called The Vineyard, which, as you can tell, it's, probably their outdoor place.
Yes.
It's more of a farm-to-table setting. And, of course, tents for ceremony and reception. Mm-hmm. And it's just a smaller, intimate place if you really want to have your wedding out there.
I mean, you have it in the vineyard. It's not like there's not a set space for you to have. Consider it glamping. Because that's what a lot of the pictures have tents set up everywhere where they have little lounge areas in there and things like that. And you eat right in the vineyard. Mm-hmm. You have your ceremony in the vineyard. And so this one's for a more intimate setting, maybe 50 or less people. So, yeah. This is a very unique place to go.
Right. And really beautiful. I think if you're considering getting married out there, consider that place.
Right.
When I say out there, I mean in Dripping Springs.
Chapel Dulcinea. This one's very unique. It is located at the Wizards Academy.
Okay.
And yes, there is such a place in Southwest Austin.
Of course there is. Of course there is.
Chapel Dulcinea is free for you to use.
But it is an outdoor chapel. And you get what you get.
They have time slots. They're in 1.5 hour blocks Monday through Friday. So Monday through Thursday, there's a $200 refundable deposit or no-show fee. If you don't show up, you're not getting your $200 deposit back.
That's
On the weekends, there's a $400 no-show fee because the weekends, of course, are more popular.
And if you look at their website, they have reservation calendar right there on their website, and you can see all the people getting married out there, or at least reserving it. I don't know if they're all getting married, but good grief, they are booked up.
Right. Because it's free.
Yeah, it's free.
So if you want to get married there, either do it during the week, if you want to do it soon.
Tuesdays look pretty lean.
Or you have to do a year to a year and a half a year and a half in advance to schedule your wedding there. And you got to realize it's an hour and a half block. So basically you're getting married there. So you need somewhere else for the reception. And there's tons of reception venues around there.
That also means you don't have all the prep time for all the vendors to come in and make it all really beautiful. You have a very short amount of time to run in, decorate, get married, clean up, and get out of there.
Right.
So it might be really a low decor wedding, right?
Right. I've done weddings there, and it's basically, you bring in 2 smallish arrangements to set in the reception, in the altar area, and then bouquets, boutonnieres. That's about it.
Yeah. I mean, you really don't have time to do too much more.
Right. So,
but it's like you said, it's so unique. How cool is that? Right.
And there's a whole, frequently asked questions section on their website. They'll answer your questions like, what time should I get there? When should the vendors come in? Things like that. And there's also one that says, no, we're not a cult or something like that. So,
oh, good grief.
So they'll answer why they're a Wizard Academy and why this is free and things like that. So if you want to check that out.
Yeah, that's really cool. Do you know how many people that it can hold? I mean, it's a smallish chapel, right? It's not
it's
huge.
not very big, but I think it's like 150 at the most, and that's probably standing room,
Okay.
So
the next venue that we have is the Inn at Wild Rose Hall, and it is, according to them, a one-of-a-kind South Austin event venue. So I'm not sure if there is a South Austin look or something, but they are one of a kind.
It's also an historic place. It used to be the home of Tommy Shannon, which was the bass player for Stevie Ray Vaughan. So it has a little bit of a musical history, which is that Austin vibe, I guess you can say.
It's a Texas ranch Rambler.
It's basically a ranch-style house that she transformed into a venue. And the hall is wide open. You can put like round tables, or you can do the long farm tables in there. It's very nice. There's several areas where you can get married outside, or you can do the transition inside if you want, like do the wedding inside and then transition to the reception space, because the inside's like most hill country stuff. There's rock, there's timber beams, there's, so it's very rustic as well. And there's also she has animals on the property, so you can have good photo ops with like llamas and stuff like that. So
that's what you want.
Yeah. I mean, it's, it's quirky.
Uh-huh. It's quirky.
It's Austin.
It's Austin. You're right. It's totally Austin. It's beautiful grounds. They have trees.
And she's done most of this work herself.
That's crazy. And this is just the owner.
Yes.
That's really cool. Nice little place to go.
The next venue we have is called Maison. This place is huge, but it's gorgeous.
Yes, it is gorgeous. It's you can really go very fancy in this place. Mm-hmm. And they too have a couple of different places that you can get married in, right?
Right.
3 ceremony sites.
They have the Grove, which is you get married under live oak trees, which is very hill country-ish because there's live oak trees everywhere. They're not tall trees. They sprawl more than they grow up, so they kind of fan out.
And up to 600 guests. 600 guests.
Told you it was huge.
Yeah, it's a huge wedding.
Right.
Good grief.
And the next ceremony site is called the Green Cathedral, which is where I would want to get married.
Yes, I was going to say that. That's the coolest place here.
It's like a big greenhouse with no windows. It's a metal structure. It has a lot of filigree in there. It's very cool.
It's a really, really neat backdrop. You barely have to do anything to it.
Yeah.
There's pictures here where they do, of course, have flowers and greenery and stuff put in it, but it's so unique. Love it.
And then their last ceremony site is the Lake View, which they have a gazebo there or arbor that you can get married under, and it looks out over the lake they have there. Very green, pretty. Very lush. Hopefully it rains a lot that season you get married.
And it's really cool because the arbor trellis thing is flanked by trees perfectly. Like it was made for that. It just is really cool.
Yeah.
And of course, links to all these places will be in the show notes. Please find them. Click on them. Look through these because you really need to consider these places.
Right. And so they have 2 different areas for your cocktail hour and reception area. The trellis is an open air patio that's covered. Mm-hmm. You can have your either reception outside or your cocktail hour out there. And then they have the great hall.
Yeah. And it is a great hall.
Yes.
It's a really pretty.
It's 4,000 square feet. So consider how many people you can fit in 4,000 square feet.
Well, if you're going to have 600 people at your wedding, you got to have a place for 600 people to fit when you're trying to feed them.
Yeah. And then the picture that they have shows farm tables and round tables. So I think it's really cool that they have the different choices. So.
Mm-hmm. And chandeliers and wood beams and it looks like stucco walls and columns and staircase. I mean, it's just, they have it all going on there.
Right.
Okay. Next one, Pecan Springs Ranch or Pecan Springs Ranch.
I knew you were going to do that. It's pecan. It's not pecan.
We have some Southern listeners. It's going to be pecan.
I am Southern. I do not say pecan.
Yeah, but you're not deep South.
You don't pee in a can. It's pecan.
Oh. Well, just Georgia and, all those places over there, they say pecan. So, however you say it, it's a really pretty place. It's uphill country charm.
Okay. So, this one, they have a 6,000 square foot climate control building where you can have your reception or your ceremony. They also have a 4,500 square foot creekside multi-purpose pavilion. And they include chairs and tables and cocktail tables and things like that. So they have a lot that you can choose from there. They also give you complimentary use of their place for a rehearsal ceremony, your rehearsal, and you can use it for your engagement or bridal photos as well.
Nice. And this is, I say, the epitome of hill country. When I look at these pictures, I'm like, yeah, that's Texas hill country.
Yeah. And they have a drink donkey.
Oh, geez. Okay. Only in Texas can you find a drink donkey. What does that mean? Like, is it a burro carrying?
He's a donkey who carries around beer.
So yeah, like they have plenty of trees, but they have plenty of wide open sky too.
Right.
And green, lush yard, lawns.
It's very pretty out there.
It is.
It's peaceful.
Yes. It's hill country. It's all that is. So there you go. Yeah. Next is the Terrace Club.
This one's a nice venue. It's not very big. It's very intimate. It's right off of a highway. So maybe you might get a little bit of noise,
Mm-hmm.
But it's nestled in trees and they kind of made it where it's down in like the hill. So you don't get as much noise, but their reception site is wide open. It has windows on all sides. It has a vaulted ceiling. It's a little bit more modern than some of the others. And so if you got that more of a modern vibe, this might be the place for you. They have 3 ceremony sites.
Indoor and outdoor, of course.
And they include chairs, tables, catering is included. A day of coordinator is included.
Nice.
So there you go. You don't have to pay extra for it. It's included in the price of the rental of the venue.
And they take care of everything.
Yes.
Like they will set up everything, decorating, take down, clean up, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like all inclusive. That's what they're talking about.
And it's really nice if you have a vendor that, is a very busy vendor. They can't really get back the night before. They'll clean everything up and have everything set off to the side. So you can just come and pick it up the next day. It was really cool. They were very easy to work with and great staff. Oh, yeah. So.
And, the only thing you do have to bring basically is your alcohol because they don't supply that.
Right.
And then, of course, your marriage license. But, that's most places don't take care of that. But, they have no restrictions on noise or time like you do here in the wine country of Woodinville. So, this sounds like an excellent place if you don't really want to take care of much.
If you want everything done for you, this is the place for you.
Yeah, totally. And then there's a hotel close by, so it's an awesome place. Good find. I've never been out there, but
it's very pretty. It's very modern. I like it because of that aspect too. Because it's kind of it's nestled in a hill.
Hill.
Shut up. and you walk down to the ceremony site, and they have the balcony and everything. The reception venue's upstairs, and their ceremony site's down in this little valley of a hill. So it's really cool.
Yeah, it is. It's like a little piece of modern right in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Which is fun and unique. All right, Treaty Oak.
This is a brewery and distillery that also has weddings. Okay. The Treaty Oak Distillery is named for the majestic 500-year oak tree where Stephen F. Austin signed a border agreement in the 1830s.
So it's named after it.
It's named
not
after
actually
it. It's
where
not
Treaty
actually,
Oak was.
Yeah, so it's on 30 acres in Dripping Springs. And it has a distillery and a brewery. And you can get married in the distillery. So this is more for intimate weddings because if you get married in the distillery, there's not really much room to move around. So you can't really have too many people in there. But it is kind of a modern warehousey space. So, if you like the smell of beer or spirits and you want to get married in a distillery, there you go. So I thought it was unique.
Yeah, it is unique. It's very unique. All right, and our last one on our list, and Shannon and I have both been out there, and I actually was working for Shannon when I went out there, so yay, we've actually been out there.
Yeah, and this one is not on the list that we have where the link takes you, because I wanted this one on there because it's one of my absolute favorite places to get married. It's called Vista West Ranch, and it has been featured many times as one of the best places to get married in the United States.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And they have two different venues in Vista West Ranch. They have the ranch, which is the Vista West Ranch, and then they have the Creek House, which is a smaller venue.
Something that's really cool about the ranch is you'd think barn and, just a regular barn building, wood and all that, but it's actually a metal building. Mm-hmm. But it's all kind of rusted looking, and it's very unique looking. It's different than any ranch building that you've ever seen.
There's huge windows, so it gets lots of light. And then you get married on the lawn in front of the barn, and then there's a gazebo there that you can decorate. It already has vines and stuff that growing on it, so you can add flowers to it if you want, or you just leave it alone. You don't really need much because it's,
it's beautiful by itself. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they have another one called the Creek House, Haus, and it's a charming blend of rustic and industrial. So yeah, it looks like an open air area, a big, huge covered open air area.
Yes.
And then a little smaller barn area.
Yeah. You get married on benches. You don't have seats. They said they will supply 30 ceremony benches. And
cool.
You have 15 farm tables. So that one is more of a community seating instead of round tables. So just think about that. This one also has lodging. Like there's limited lodging there, so you can stay the night if you want to. The couple, anyway.
Yeah, the couple. But they have a nice big stone fireplace.
They have lodging up to 70 guests. So, quite a few people can stay there if they want.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you don't want to invite your whole family to stay on your honeymoon, do you?
No. But it's wonderful. They have lots of videos on their site so you can see people actually getting married, and things like that. So go check them out.
It's really, really pretty.
And the capacity is 250. So it's a very good size. That is at the barn, the ranch barn, not the creek house. So
okay, very cool. Like we said, all the links to all these will be on the show notes or the post. You can find those at fromringtoveil.com/153 or right there on your app, your podcast app.
It's listener question time.
We have a listener question today. Yay! We are so excited that we have at least one listener question for each show. It's pretty awesome. Keep them coming.
Yes.
From Ring to Veil, info at fromringtoveil.com or anywhere else that you can reach us. Pretty much, send us a message and we'll answer it for you.
So this is from a concerned listener. I don't think we're no longer saying names.
Yeah, let's not say names anymore.
Yeah. I recently discovered your podcast and I can't stop listening. Woohoo! We need little sound things in there, like woohoo, like clap. Okay, anyway. I have been trying to figure out the answer to this question for a while and didn't know who to turn to until I heard your podcast.
Yay! Our photographer is awesome, and that is like key to have a great wedding, by the way. We love his work and booked him for our engagement photos and our wedding. The main photographer and owner has 8 kids, seriously. And I have seen that he likes to bring his oldest son, looks 14 or 15, along with him to engagement photos and weddings, and has him take pictures as a second photographer instead of a more experienced member of the team. It doesn't seem like he brings his son to teach him, meaning him and his son are the team taking the pictures, not the owner and another experienced member of the company.
I'm sure that his son is a great photographer, but I really don't trust him to take pictures on the most important day of my life. We are contracted to have the owner and a second shooter to take our photos that day, along with another video. And I'm nervous that the owner will try to make the second shooter his son. Plus, my wedding is from 7 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. How is a 15-year-old going to stay awake and focus for that long? Okay, I can tell you that. My 16-year-old can stay awake all night long. So,
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
Focusing, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we want to address this now or finish up? What do you think?
Yeah, we'll finish up. So,
okay.
How do I tell them to make it clear that I absolutely do not want his son to be there and want a real professional photographer to be his assistant without offending him? Okay.
Okay, I got some insight here.
Okay.
Here's the thing. If you've been to his website and you've seen his work, that work could be him personally. It could be his son. It could be another shooter. It could be anybody on the team. So if you've visited the website and you love all the work that's on his website, I think you should feel comfortable enough knowing that your photos are going to be awesome.
Right.
He's not going to give you anything that does not stand up to his bar of excellence when it comes to photos, because he's representing his company,
his brand. Yes, and I'm sure he edits all of his photos himself. He doesn't leave that up to his 15-year-old, and maybe his 15-year-old takes awesome pictures.
Yeah,
I mean, if he was a second shooter for your engagement session, did you have photos that he took of your engagement session?
Right.
Do they look the same as the owner of the company?
I think you should just take a step back and be comfortable and trust that the photographer knows best and he's going to give you his best stuff, their best stuff. So I don't think you should worry about it at all.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's been doing this for even a couple of years now, he probably is really good at what he does. I mean, if I had a kid, a 15-year-old kid, and I'm a professional photographer and I don't believe they're going to do a good job, I'm not taking him on a job with me. Seriously. I really think you have nothing to worry about, especially if you love his photography, like you said. So I say, don't worry about it.
Yeah. And plus, just ask him. I mean, he's contracted to you. You hopefully signed a contract. Hopefully. Please make sure you sign a contract.
Yes. Yes.
But most photographers make you sign a contract. Anyway, just ask him, is your 15-year-old going to be there? And do you feel confident in his picture-taking skills? Just ask him.
Yeah, let him know you're a little bit worried and that you need some assurance. And I'm sure that he will take care of that for you and make you feel a lot better about it. So good luck on this new adventure of your life, your wedding, your marriage. Hopefully everything goes great. If you have any other questions, let us know. We'll help you out best as we can.
Okay. So we have one more podcast for you for the month of December, and then we're taking a little break.
Yes, we are. Just like we did last year.
And we will be back the 15th of January.
Well, is it the 15th? Whatever that Friday is.
Hold on. Let me look.
January. Looks like it's going to either be the 12th or the 19th. We'll be back either the 12th or the 19th. Yeah. Don't worry. We're not going anywhere.
No, we're not going anywhere. We want to spend time with our families during the holiday season as well. We put a lot of work and effort behind these podcasts for you. And Kim's really busy right now.
I am sorry.
I'm a lady of luxury. I lunch. So,
Great.
Anyway. Kidding.
Not jealous at all.
Kidding.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
So anyway, but we do want to assure you we will be back. No issues, no worries. And we may be back with something special for you. So you'll just have to wait and see. And you can keep emailing us. Please email us. If you have any thoughts, questions, desires, topics that you want us to talk about, please let us know. You can reach us anytime. info@fromringtoveil.com, through Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, LinkedIn. I mean, wherever you find us, please message us.
We're everywhere.
That's right.
Subscribe to the podcast. Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, YouTube, and we are now on iHeartRadio.
Woohoo! That's really fun. I mean, I don't know how many people listen to podcasts on iHeartRadio, but I'm excited to be there.
Yeah, we're there, so you can check us out there too.
Mm-hmm. And until next time, no stress, no worries. Keep calm and listen on.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. You can find us on Facebook, From Ring to Veil, on Twitter, @From Ring to Veil, and on our website, FromRingToVeil.com.
Music provided by bensound.com.